Hi, I'm Brian. In this video, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about backup sets. A backup set is a collection of settings governing what files get backed up, to where, and with what frequency and priority. CrashPlan generally does a good job of automatically prioritizing the files it backs up. Sometimes, though, you may want to control this prioritization or where specific files are sent. In this case, you'd want to use different backup sets. Backup sets can be useful for a number of reasons. If you have files that you know are of a higher priority, and you want to make sure those get backed up first, or you want to back them up to a different destination, you can set up separate backup sets to do this. Each backup set will have its own file selection and destinations, though these can overlap, and your CrashPlan will follow your prioritization, making sure that your most important files are the first to get backed up. You can set these to run on different schedules, which can also be useful if you have files that are constantly updated throughout the day, and you want CrashPlan to focus on backing them up at the end of the day, once any changes have been made, instead of trying to back them up after every change throughout the day. One thing to note, generally, within a given destination, any file exclusions that are applied on any backup set will mean those files get removed during archive maintenance. Essentially, if a file is in the exclusions list for any backup set, it won't be available to be restored. For this reason, backup sets are more useful when you curate the inclusions rather than trying to differentiate them by their exclusions. The settings for frequency and versioning work roughly the same way. The settings from the highest priority backup set will control what is kept in the backup archive. Now that we've discussed why backup sets can be useful, let's talk about how to set them up. You can create and manage them in both the CrashPlan admin console and in the CrashPlan app. Open the CrashPlan admin console and navigate to the device you want to create a backup set for. From the device detail page, click on the Action menu in the upper right. In the Action menu, click on Edit to open the Device Backup Settings window. You may notice some lock icons to the right of the various settings. If those are locked, the setting cannot be changed. They will need to be unlocked in order to make any changes. Here you can adjust the name of your current backup set by changing what is in the name box, and it might be good to do so before adding a new one to make sure that they're clearly differentiated. Once you have ensured your current backup set has a recognizable name, click on the Add button to add a new backup set. Give the new backup set a different name. You can set which backup set is given priority by the device. If multiple backup sets share the same backup period, the one with the highest priority will be backed up first. Counterintuitively, the highest priority will have the lowest number. So set the most important backup set to priority 1. Choose when you'd like the backup set to run, whether it is on all the time or just runs between specified times. You can set different times for verification scans if you choose. These will be times when the CrashPlan app scans the whole file selection for any changes rather than relying on the OS to notify it of changes to the files. Generally, we recommend setting this to happen once a week. Scroll down in the device backup settings window and you can set what files will be included and excluded in this backup set. Again, anything excluded here will be removed from the backup on the destination selected for this backup set, even if other backup sets using that destination do not exclude them. When using backup sets, it is best to specifically target desired files and folders rather than to try to rely on exclusions to shape the file selections for your various sets. Below this, select a destination that you would like this backup set to use. Scroll down again and you will find another way to put exclusions in place, enabling you to exclude file types or paths with regular expressions. You can also set the frequency and version retention settings for your backup set, but keep in mind that only the settings for the highest priority backup set on a given destination will be followed. Once you have the desired settings for your new backup set, click Save. The device will now back up your various backup sets according to the new settings. Now let's look at how to do this in the app. Next to the name of your device, you'll see a small arrow. Click on that to open a dialog window, and then click Add Backup Set. You can now provide a name, choose a file selection, and select a target destination for your new backup set. Once you've made these selections, click Add Set. You should now see 2 backup sets listed in your app. If you want to make changes to either of them, or delete them, you can do so by clicking on the gear icon next to one of them, or by clicking the Settings button at the top, navigating to the Backup Sets tab, then clicking on Settings for the desired set. Either method brings you to the Backup Sets tab, where you will see the options you can change for your backup sets. Clicking the 3 dots allows you to manage the file selection, kick off a file verification scan, or delete the backup set. All the other options should be self-explanatory since we just went over them for the console. You now know how to add and modify backup sets both in the CrashPlan app and in the admin console. If you run into any difficulty with these, please reach out to our support team. We're here to help.